So when it comes to the studying side of your course, how would you say you study and does it help you?
It's mostly so I'll go to a lecture, I'll pre-read the lecture, have a look at what it's about, try and get an understanding. Then when I'm in the lecture, I'll just try and understand. And then I just mostly do flashcards, to be honest. I don't take notes just because I find that to be very time consuming and it doesn't actually help like the information go in my head. So I just do flashcards, I use Anki and I use Quizlet sometimes. I find YouTube videos like explaining a topic, going over the anatomy, that's really helpful for me as well. And yeah, it's just mostly flashcards, quite boring.
Okay, that's fine. And are there any unique facilities in Newcastle or the medical school, for example, that help you out?
I think we have really good clinical skills teaching. So pretty much when they teach you how to examine a patient or take someone's blood pressure and stuff like that, like our facilities are quite good for that. I know some other medical schools aren't as good, and we also have teachers who are kind of like specialized in their area. Like people who teach us pathology are like specialists. Sometimes we have consultants who are like super niche, really specific, teach us about their topic and their area of medicine. So we have teachers who are like really specialized, which is good.
And have any of these specialized teachers helped develop any particular passions for the niches they teach you in? Or did you already have a previous passion for something else that isn't available at Newcastle?
I really liked women's health, like pediatrics and women's health going into medicine. I still quite like it, but I don't know, like speaking to lots of different consultants and stuff, it's kind of opened my eyes up to lots of different other things. So I quite like psychiatry now. I quite like, I don't know, GI, like the digestive system. There's lots of different things. So it's kind of like opened my eyes up to the different specialities.
Okay, all right. And for since March anyway, that was your first year on the course. We've had the whole coronavirus pandemic. Uh, Other than that, have you had any major obstacles? And including that, how was Newcastle dealt with that?
Major obstacles. That's actually, you've asked this at a good time. So earlier on this week, I got exam results for like my January exams, and we did two of them. I passed one of them, but I failed the other one. And the reason I failed was because I started a YouTube channel like in second year, pretty much. And I think I was dedicating so much time to that, like editing and filming and stuff. I was probably spending less time revising. That's probably why I failed. I failed by 1%, by the way. So it was like really, really close.
Yeah.
Um, in terms of how they helped me, I basically had a meeting with my supervisor to talk about like where I went wrong, what I can improve on and stuff like that, and how she can support me. So that was quite helpful. If you fail an exam, you're not kind of left on your own. They do give you a bit of support on how you can study and stuff. She also talked about she could give me like these meetings with someone who can help me with my revision, like to guide me on like how I can make my flashcards and stuff. So I'll probably like look into that as well. But yeah, when you do have like any obstacles, they are really, really eager to try and help us with stuff like that. And with mental health as well, they always go on about this is where you can reach out to. Here are some links for websites that you can use. Here's some counselling stuff. So yeah, they're really keen to like help us.
All right. And the quality of your lecturers, you've gone on about the fact that Newcastle has access to niche uh, doctors that are in certain fields. But in terms of overall quality and their ability to teach you, would you say that they're pretty good?
Yeah, I'd say it's good. I would say like I did have a bit of a shock when I came straight from A level because I know some people studying medicine are like graduates, some people have had gap years. When I came straight from year 13, you naturally the teachers will teach you something and then that will show up on the exam. But at university, when you're studying medicine, sometimes they'll teach you things, but there's actually you need to do a bit of wider reading. Like you have to look up other things and that will show up on your exam. So if you just study the lecture content and you do the exam, you might be a bit surprised that there's questions that you don't know anything about. So I'd say the lectures are good, but you do need to do a bit of wider reading yourself in order to do really well in your exams.
Okay. And would you say there's sufficient facilities that are available to medical students in particular that help with that wider reading or research that you need to do?
Yeah, so we have a library dedicated to medical students, the Walton Library. I'd say it's pretty good. It's quite small to be honest, but there's lots of different books there that you can use. There's lots of different like equipment and stuff. They have like anatomical models showing like the different structures in the body as well. Yeah, I'd say it's good. It's quite difficult right now because you have to book out the library. You can't just walk in and out and have a look at stuff. But yeah, that does help though.
Okay. And what would you describe as your hardest and easiest assignment so far while you've been at uni doing medical?
The easiest one, we just had to make this like leaflet, like just like a three-way fold leaflet about like any disease. That was quite easy. That was our very first assignment in first year. The hardest one, probably like a presentation. So we had to come up with like I think a 10-minute presentation and speak to like a group of 20 people. That was quite difficult because it was in first year and I was quite shaky with public speaking, but we have another presentation now and I'm probably not as nervous for that one because it's something that I've done a couple of times. But yeah.